Take over enemy headquarters. Winning condition has changed. Losing condition's the same, though. The stronghold of Almost Mine has been captured by the enemy. It was originally neutral, I just didn't show you. Alright, so let's send my team. We have not gotten enough victories. Fight it out. Going straight for the strongest. And because he's in the back and open from the front, all of my characters are going to focus fire him. Nice guards! Lots of nice guards. That's good to see. But of course, because I'm attack strongest, spread my attacks out of it. Our alignment went down. Alright, I'm going to pull him back and send Sophia instead to finish off the unit. I'm not sure if the collective level that affects your alignment applies to dead characters or not. It's these little details that are not always clear in many of the guides I read. Alright, time to send Dio and Bento. Dio, go to Stronghold. And break camp, because you're more than well enough rested. There we go. Vega, I'm gonna have you guard from the forest for now. Alright, so everybody's on their way. I'm gonna now make her camp. I didn't do it sooner because I wanted to make sure I had her sights. But you might have noticed where you can see on the map is directly related to your characters. You don't have full vision. Alright, let's go. And dead. Alignment down, which is good for this team. I want this team to start having lower alignment. And we found some leather armor. Go to that stronghold and start heading there. And then I'm going to send the main character group this way. And you can break camp and start heading down too. Alright, everybody's on their way. Dusk of the second day. Alright, so here's something I did find out also. Unit commands. Commands. Orders. I figured out what these are. And you could have pressed start to do the same thing. Alright, if you say move and hit, this move order is given, the move order given to this unit. When the unit encounters an enemy unit, he will attack and then continue on its destination. The move order is then given to the unit. This unit will not deviate from the destination even if it encounters an enemy unit. So I'm going to say hit, and then the last one is evade, which is pretty much exactly what it means. Wait, guard, initiate, retreat. Pretty much the same as up here. Guard is just sit there, initiate is leave where you're standing and go after people, and retreat is run from your position. So because I've said that, it negated his move order. So somebody else attacked. Oops! Attack! Attack them all! Ooh, nice crit. Now you might have noticed the combination attacks soldiers tend to do. They'll all attack as one. This happens if they're on the same row and they're both going for the same target. And that's going to bring... almost brought a soldier out. And the advantage of the Cerberus here, I think it's the Cerberus, it might be Hellhound, is it attacks 3 times from the front. Oh, what, Vega? You've got trouble. Vega needs more experience anyway, so this is good. Just about enough to finish them off. Oh, okay. Lightning will finish off him. So now I've got one more attack with my fighters, and Vega herself should hopefully finish this off. Ow, stop doing that. Alignment down, because I was they probably were either fairly high alignment or were just annoying and had less level than me, which is definitely possible because it wasn't a fully stacked team, which is going to happen in the beginning of the game a few times. Yeah, Bento's still not moving. It made him stay there when I changed his order. In the beginning of the game, you don't have perfectly optimized teams, and the first thing I did when I made teams was optimize them to fill up every unit slot I could. So, I also put soldiers in every group for another specific reason. Ultra has been liberated. Very good. Vega. Enter Stronghold. We were patient, but things just worsened. No, it's not your fault. The aristocracy is to blame. Pretty common mindset. You don't blame the soldiers, unless they're committing some sort of atrocities on your own people. If you have an issue, it's usually the people in charge that are the problem. Alright, so we're getting everybody gathering there, which is good. So I'm going... Now, notice how the way everybody's positioned, they're mostly facing away. There are times like this when you want to make sure to change the direction of your group, because where they see is they see in a you might notice it once in a while when a sort of circle spreading out from the character, but it's not centered on the character. It's sort of centered in front of them. Your line of vision is affected by what direction you're facing. So if you're in a position where multiple characters are in the same spot, change their direction to make sure the enemy's not coming from behind, and you won't be able to react fast enough. That said, you will still have plenty of warning even if they're coming from behind you, if you're smart enough to pause your game. Alright, so main character first, and then I'm going to send Vega behind him. Because this one's leaning towards lawful, and those are my two lawfulest groups. Oh, Sophia set up camp right in front of the stronghold. Your fatigue goes down in strongholds, if I haven't mentioned that already. But you do want to make sure that the direction command gets cancelled the next time you are about to... when the enemy's about to come. Because they will default to that direction and keep doing it, even if an enemy's coming, and then they can get an attack that isn't optimal towards your setup. Alright. Start getting everybody on that highway. Sophia, break camp. It's always better to rest at a stronghold than just in camp, because if you're in camp and you get attacked, your characters are all asleep. But if you're in a stronghold, you're still resting, but you're awake and conscious and can fight back. And you might be saying, Haven, you lose if your stronghold is captured. There's nothing back here to protect you. There are two ways to solve this. One is you just sit, when you start getting more units, you just sit a unit on the stronghold. This might be a unit that's not gaining much experience, and you'll have to train them outside of battle, which is something I'll explain when it comes up in game. Two, you just have extra units, and you can dispatch them whenever you want. Alright, so characters are starting to get set up. Zaria has been liberated. Zara has been liberated. Let's go to the shop, because it might have different stuff. And it does! Like bandana. Hammer. So let's get a Holt hammer. Torn cloth, let's get that. And the rest are the same consumables. Enter stronghold. This place is pretty barren. The land and living conditions. Back when we had our own king, he was troubled by this land's roughness. The southern continent is somewhere that got conquered by the overall Palatinian country. There is a lot of information. Oh, I sent him way ahead. There's a lot more information about the history of the continent, and that shows up in the beginning of the game if you wait long enough. I didn't show you guys that, because you mostly get the gist of it from just playing. I will say that Palatania, or Palatinus. Bento, you chill back here. I don't remember telling you to go all that way. Oh, he's going to attack because that's the way his orders were set. Okay. Yeah, that's a problem. Going to be changing that. I don't want to kill you. Drop your weapons and surrender. How pathetic. Are you trying to threaten us? We pledged our lives to the revolution. You're not going to stand in our way. We'll create a world where society is not based on class, and everyone has equal rights. That's not a bad idea. Feel our pain, our sorrow, our wrath. Ew. Okay, well, time to fight. Ow. Ow. Attack back. And more ow. He's gonna get one more attack with that hellhound. But luckily, Bento's pretty sturdy. Now this is where I can show we probably had a winning fight by all accounts, but it counts as a loss anyway. This is normal. Bento, you need a change. Orders. Yes. There we go. Now, I'm going to set him up at camp, and I want to also make a point. When you camp, you don't heal. Only your fatigue goes down. Strongholds heal you. So I'm going to send main character, Vega, and I'm going to get Dio ready to head in. Now, depending on which character you send in, sometimes you can get special scenes with the character you're speaking with. This is rare, and usually only works for the main character. Alright, Kojiro apparently had just an inch closer, I mean. And they're on attack weakest. Good. Autonomous just says screw any of the other priority, it uses the strict AI priority. No, that boss is gonna go down. The Hellhound is gonna just, yeah. Alright, well, that happened. I'm not terribly worried about levels. Alignment up? No. Why don't you finish me off? There's no point risking your life to kill a lowly soldier like myself. As I said before, I don't want to take your life, as long as you keep on living. Stop talking smart to me. Your sympathy won't change our fate. Mind you, we are the ones who attacked the prince. That is a good point. They aren't going to get much sympathy from the kingdom. Especially if those guys we saw earlier, like, Raid was his name? Yeah, he wasn't exactly in the sympathy mood. And yes, as this does show, you have a limited number of soldiers that you can do. So if your soldiers keep dying and you have to keep replacing them, you're not going to be able to make extra teams. Because you need like 3 soldiers per team. However, when you upgrade a character, like character upgrades to a fighter, the other soldiers that were in that party get added to your reserves. So there's that too. Thank you for saving us. You told me your name was Lamar. Are you the same Hey, who ordered you to take them alive? There must be a reason why they did that. I believe it would be beneficial for the kingdom to listen to what they have to say. Shut up! There's absolutely no need to listen to their bitching! Sorry for the whistle. Long story. The only thing that matters for these lower-class scum is that what they have to face at the moment. The workload is too harsh. The living conditions are sad. They only think of themselves. Why listen to those who don't think about the future and of the entire kingdom? Instead, they believe that they're the only ones who are miserable? Speak for yourself. We only think of ourselves. Who took everything away from us for their own good? You! The so-called upper class that can't do anything without the protection of Lotus. Like I said, we're vassals to Lotus. That's not wrong. The heartless beasts that prey upon the people and indulge all their desires. The treaty that they signed to stop Lotus from completely conquering their kingdom was heavily in favor of the upper class of Palatinus. Sorry, I'm going to keep calling it Palatania. You call us beasts? We dedicate our lives to the peace and prosperity of this kingdom. We fulfill our duty as the upper class and get compensated accordingly. Raid, stop! Why? These scoundrels tried to kill us. My lord, they tried to kill you for their own selfish end. My lord, this is this is the last stage of the inspection. Please stand back and watch. What? What are you doing? Raid, what do you think you're doing? Sir, I believe Prince Yuma wants you to stop. You're quite bold for a rookie. The prince is too merciful. As a member of the royal family, he needs to learn the harshness of the world. Isn't this a good opportunity for him? He can see for himself how to punish those who oppose us, the upper class. Stop it! Oh. Ugh. Lamar! Yeah, it was a good hit. Well, isn't that too bad? There goes your achievement, kid. Taking a swing at a superior officer's not gonna look good. You have raised your sword against the lineage of the progenitor. Are you prepared to accept the consequences? Isn't that lineage too noble to be mere puppets of Lotus? Alright. No! Oh, hello? You call yourself a knight? What the? Who the hell are you? Or do all knights in this land devour helpless souls? Here, this way. You! Who the hell are you? Get out of my way. Oh dear. Ceradan! With the blinding light, bind my foes with unbreakable chains. Disperse the shadows. Ray of paralysis. Well, that was fancy. Damn it! Don't let them get away. They seem to recognize each other. And whoever they weren't as interested in trying to kill the prince, if they felt like they could at least. I couldn't do anything. You know. Yeah, we were both pretty damn powerless there. He was just going to kill that guy, murder him in cold blood. Oh well. Wasn't much we could do about it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.